I don't know if this is recording or not. It's all in Spanish, so it's pretty poor. I mean, I can't read it, is what I'm trying to say. I assume this red thing means it's recording. So, I'm pretty much making this video for you, because you said you wanted to hear my stand-up, and it's not so much stand-up as it is me telling stories about things that happened to me, distracted by my hands. And it just so happens that people think they're funny. And I'm not saying it's gonna be a laugh riot, you know. There's some pretty swell and dandy stories in there that will at least keep you entertained. Yeah. So I guess in a way this is like a proper introduction for me to you. So yeah, it's pretty neat, isn't it? Technology. I'll probably go off on tangents. So I'm pretty much a square, you know. It's more of a rectangle. It's still weird shit. You get the idea. I'm like a square, you know. I don't do much that's exciting, or maybe I do. You know, like, you may recognize me from some parties you've probably been to, where, you know, people are like, what do you want to drink? And everyone's like, Jello shots, woo! Or, Jaeger bombs, woo! Jaeger bombs! You know, and I'm the guy who's just like, more Diet Coke. That's who I am. I'm the guy all the way in the corner of the room, drinking his cup of Diet Coke by himself, just looking at everyone, and just being awkward generally, not wanting anyone really around him. And now that actually happened at one party that I went to. And it was a weird party too, because everyone had too much to drink, and I don't drink. Except here, because I had the misfortune of extending my hand out to shake someone's hand. You know, as a friend was coming in, I was being courteous, I was being a gentleman, if you will. And as I was doing that, one of my best friends just so happens to be giving out a Jello shot, and I got my hand on it because, you know, there's no arguing with an angry drunk lesbian at some point. You gotta know what to fold them. So I was thinking, how bad can this be? I mean, it's Jello. I like Jello. Bill Cosby likes Jello, and everybody likes Jello except communists. But that's not the point. And so I drank it, and the funny thing is, you think it's gotta taste like Jello at least. It didn't. It tasted like vodka. Nothing but that. I'm pretty sure it tasted like Russian saliva. Like, there was nothing to it. And the other weird thing about that party was everyone was making out. Well, not really. Well, it kind of turned into that, where this one girl started to make out with this other person, and they were like, she made out with someone, everyone was like, woo, making out, yeah. And I guess that warrants an applause, because, you know, it's someone making out. And then she did it a second time, and it got another applause. And got a text message. And I don't think, you know, it still warrants a second time, but then a third time, it's like, really? Still getting an applause? And then it happened a fourth time. It was like, you're done right now, you're just applauding for this woman for being a complete drunk. And I had to get out of that room because it was just a giant STD fest, and I clearly wanted nothing to do with it. And so I guess that's the extent of my excitement, you know, like, sure, maybe I could have made out with someone, but that would have been too weird. I would have apologized the whole time. They wouldn't have remembered. And I'm really awkward, you know. It's not like I was gonna talk to a girl or anything. I mean, I've never been the kind of guy to go up to a girl and be like, what's up, you got a number? Like, that's never been me. It just hasn't. You know, I only asked a number for a girl once, and I said, so I think you're really neat. Do you think I could have your number so I could send you words and you could send me new words back? That was it, and I got the number, and that girl, I mean, that's a story in itself for another time. A funny one that ends with a rainbow letter of destruction, essentially. So maybe I'll tell that story again some other time. But she has my full apologies because I'm an idiot, a complete idiot. I'm awkward, and to give you proof, I mean, my best friend was coming in for a hug at some point for some reason. Yeah, not for some reason. I mean, if you're a friend, you give hugs. So I guess point being, she was gonna give me a hug, and my reaction was to punch her in the chest, and I got her really good, like right here, just bam. Don't know why I punched her to this day. It's just something that happened, and I think she's forgiven me because she shot me than me. But that's not the point. And more evidence was the first time I went to formal. I remember going. Oh, I remember the same friend asking me, do you know, like, my date was Emily. Her name was Emily. She's like, did you get Emily a corsage? And I said, and I kid you not, I replied, what the fuck is she gonna do with a piece of bread? And literally, she did not get a corsage because of that, because I thought it was a croissant or the planet Coruscant, in which case I would have said, why does she want to do with the galactic empire, I want to say? The Galactic Council sounds more right. What is she going to do with the Council's home planet? But that would have been a too an obscure Star Wars joke, and it would have been one of the prequels too, and the prequels sucked. Anyway, and then later I was asked what her colors were, because you have to match, and I just didn't see what her gang affiliation had to do with any of this. And eventually me and Emily, we got there, and she looked at me, she said, I feel like a transvestite. And I paused. And I looked at her, I got down on one knee, I brushed the hair out of her face, I lifted up her chin, looked her in the eye, and I said, hey, you're the prettiest transvestite here. And yeah, that's me. I'm Justin. Hi. So, yeah, I should have ended this a long time ago. Goodbye.